Today, we're breaking down a classic locked room mystery that is frankly going to absolutely bend your mind. It's a case known as the Phantom Guest of the Locked Room. We're going to analyze the evidence step by step together to see if we could make any sense of a situation that honestly seems physically impossible.
So, set the scene in your mind. A dead body, a locked door, absolutely no killer in sight. It's the ultimate paradox, right? How does a murderer commit a crime and then just vanish into thin air from a room that is completely sealed from the inside? Well, grab your detective hats because we are opening up a fresh, honestly chilling case file today. And the details we're about to uncover, they're going to keep you guessing right up until the very last second.
Let's start with Section 1, the crime scene. Okay, let's dive into this first phase of our investigation. We need to carefully catalog the physical evidence, looking at it exactly as the first responders found it. The time of the discovery is exactly 10 p.m. The victim, a businessman named Jason Miller. He's found dead right in the middle of his own flat. Now, on the surface, might just seem like a straightforward tragedy. But as we're about to see, the environment around him tells a completely baffling story.
Let's look closely at the impossible parameters of this room. The door was locked from the inside. The windows were completely shut and secured. And crucially, there were absolutely zero signs of a struggle anywhere in the apartment. Methodically speaking, this creates a physical impossibility for an escape. If a killer was in that room to commit the crime, logic completely dictates they would still have to be sitting right there when the police arrived.
But here's where things get super weird. We have this glaring contradiction staring us in the face. On one hand, we have a perfectly sealed, completely empty room. The police searched it top to bottom, there was nobody hiding. But on the other hand, consider the glaring evidence left behind on the table. Dinner is deliberately set for 2 people, and there's a very distinct lipstick mark on one of the glasses. So the very first question the police asked was, obviously, where's the second person? That brings us to Section 2, clues at the scene. So, it's time to transition from analyzing the physical space to analyzing the timeline. We need to dig into testimonies and digital footprints to figure out who this missing guest actually is. The police naturally started interviewing anyone who might have seen something out of the ordinary. And the building guard explicitly told them, "A woman came around 9 p.m. I didn't see her leave." This is a huge piece of the puzzle. It confirms that someone definitely entered the apartment building and went up to Jason's floor an hour before he was found dead. Next up, investigators checked the victim's phone to see who he was last in contact with. And here's the final digital clue they found. Jason Miller's last outgoing call was to a woman named Tanya Brooks. Given the dinner setting for 2, the police naturally tracked her down immediately to ask her a few questions. But wow, here's where the case takes a really sharp, confusing turn. When the police finally spoke to Tanya, she gave them this exact quote: "I was supposed to go, but I never made it." Now I want you to stop and just think about this for a second. We have a guard who definitively saw a woman enter the building, but the specific woman Jason called claims she never even arrived. So what would you deduce from this? Is Tanya just lying to cover her tracks? Or was there someone else entirely in that apartment? Eventually, the forensics team comes back with hard, undeniable facts that just cut right through the testimonies. The post-mortem results show the cause of death was poison, and the physical evidence at the scene, that lipstick mark on the glass, absolutely proves a woman was inside that room, sitting directly across from Jason. She poisoned him. But we are right back to our original paradox. Where on earth did she go? Which forces us into Section 3, the hidden escape route. I mean, if the doors and windows were completely locked from the inside, there just has to be another way out of that apartment, right? So the police search the flat one more time. They scour every single inch of the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom. Absolutely nothing. The tension is incredibly high as they enter the final location that could possibly hold an answer: the bathroom. They start looking for loose tiles, hidden panels, literally anything that could explain an impossible exit. And they actually find something. Underneath the bathtub, they discover a narrow service passage. It's physically big enough for a person to squeeze through and escape. But just as quickly as hope appears, it's completely dashed. They investigate the passage, and it is absolutely empty. There are no scuff marks, no dust disturbed, no traces of anyone ever having been inside it. Just another dead end.
So the whole dilemma really boils down to the lead investigator, Detective Ryan Cooper's final case notes. Let's just trace his logic step by step. Step 1. A woman entered. The guard and the physical evidence prove that. Step 2. She poisoned the victim. The autopsy proves that. Step 3. She escaped. That's obvious, because she isn't in the room. Step 4. Method of exit. Unknown. The file is effectively stalled. It is a genuinely impossible crime.
And that brings us to our final act, Section 4, the final call.
Picture this. Detective Cooper is sitting in the silent, empty apartment. All the evidence has been collected. The mystery remains entirely unsolved. He's preparing to close the file for the night, the weight of this impossible paradox just pressing down on him in the quiet room. And then, out of nowhere, the dead man's phone suddenly lights up on the table. It starts vibrating. Cooper looks down at the screen. It's an incoming call. The caller ID flashes. Tanya Brooks, the very woman who was supposed to be there, the woman who just told them she never made it. Cooper slowly picks up the phone and answers it. From the other end of the line, Tanya's voice comes through, sounding super anxious. "Hello, officer? I'm almost there. I haven't arrived yet." Just let the impossible reality of that statement sink in for a moment. She is just now arriving at the building. And this brilliantly and terrifyingly illustrates the reality of the room. Cooper looks back at the physical evidence still sitting right in front of him. 2 plates set on the table, 1 glass, unmistakably marked with lipstick, and the door, which we know with absolute mathematical certainty was locked from the inside. Someone was definitively sitting in that chair. The evidence tells us a woman sat at that table, drank from that glass, and killed Jason Miller. But if the woman he was waiting for, Tanya Brooks, is only just now arriving, then who came through that locked door? Who exactly was the phantom guest? I'll leave you to ponder that puzzle. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to keep questioning everything.